Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joe Man Luke. So today I'm going to be talking about the speed farm build that I've been running lately. It's a really easy and fun build. It's easy to gear for as far as speed farm builds. It doesn't require any cooldown reduction or anything, so I thought it would be a great build to put up on the YouTube channel. And so I'm going to make a quick guide about it, and I hope you like this, and I hope you enjoy the video. But let's start off with the set really quick so that we can kind of understand why I'm taking what I'm taking. This is a variation of the Bone Storm build, and it's just, sort of augmented for more speed rather than, high GR clears. But the Inarius set, increased bone armor damage. That's pretty good. It's not going to be most of your damage, but it's going to be a lot of it. And you get that additional bone armor damage reduction, which is really good. That's going to make it so that you don't have to take other types of damage reduction. And you also get that swirling tornado, which is basically the main mechanic of the build, is that tornado. You want to make sure that you're tagging all your monsters with that tornado because it increases the damage they take. But I wanted to talk about the gems first because it's really, really, really important what we're taking for gems. The gems that you're using are actually going to be almost all of your damage, almost the entire thing. The skills that you're taking really aren't that much when you're speed farming. If you're not speed farming, then Corpse Lance is going to be a lot of your damage, but for speed farms, it's gems. So the first gem that we're taking is Pain Enhancer, and this is your bread and butter. Pain Enhancer does so much damage, and you'll notice in the gameplay that the monsters that I don't crit will be alive, and the ones that I do crit will like instantly die. So having as much crit chance as possible is really good to make sure that you're proccing this Pain Enhancer because it is so much damage. The other one we're taking is Boon of the Hoarder. You'll notice that we're going to be running a Gold Wrap and a Ring of Avarice. Or Band of Avarice. And so that classic Boon of the Hoarder build is really, really good. That's going to give you some extra gold, more armor, and move speed for going through a little faster. The last one that we're taking is Bane of the Trapped. That's going to help proc the Crispin Sentence, and it's a lot of good damage increase. You could always go with like maybe an Efficacious Toxin or something, but this is generally just the most, especially if you're running Crispins, then this is going to be the way to go. But let's get into skills really quick. It's really similar to the regular Bone Storm build, but we're taking Curse Scythe. That's for, if you come across an enemy, you gotta hit him real quick, get a curse up on him or something. But it's not really necessary. Then we're taking Aura of Frailty. This is really good. It makes them die a little bit faster, and we're gonna be using the ring called Brig's Wrath, which pulls in targets who are cursed. So if they don't have a curse on them and then they're hit with the curse of Aura of Frailty, it'll actually pull them directly on top of your character. And what's interesting about Aura of Frailty is that the range of this effect is increased by 50% of your gold pickup radius. Well, we're using the Band of Avarice, and when you pick up gold and health globes and things, the Band of Avarice actually increases your gold pickup radius, so the aura of Aura of Frailty is going to be really big, and it's going to pull monsters from like off the screen and put them right on top of you so that you can kill them really easily. Bone Armor Dislocation, it's just sort of the bread and butter of this build. For Blood Rush, I'm changing from potency to hemostasis, and the only reason is because this build uses Ingam, and so we're going to be spamming Blood Rush, and you'll actually lose quite a lot of health if you don't get rid of that health cost, so that's pretty important. You can use Corpse Lance and Brittle Touch for Juggernauts if you just can't kill them if you're doing like T13s or something, and Frozen Lands because that'll actually increase your damage if you pop Frozen Lands and freeze everything around you. You'll actually be able to kill things quicker. For passives, we're taking Stand Alone, increase your armor. We're doing Spreading Malediction. So this is really going to increase your damage because your Aura of Frailty is going to be huge, and it's going to be on every single monster on the screen. Overwhelming Essence, that's the same because we're taking the Raylana's Shadow Hook. And the last one is, I have Draw Life on here, but you don't need to take Draw Life. We can take something else instead, like Blood is Power. This last one's pretty up to you. You can take whatever it is that you want to take. You could take Final Service. You could take Swift Harvesting. Sometimes that's good. It's really up to you. So let's keep on moving and head into gear. We're using the full 6-piece set of Inarius. I've got quite a few Ancients here, so I can speed farm T13 relatively well. With a few changes, I could definitely do it pretty quickly. But we're using the full 6-piece. The Johnstone this is not necessary. This is the one that I happen to have that just has the most damage. This is what I would recommend, is just finding an amulet that has the highest damage and highest crit chance that you have, just to make farming go a little bit easier, because we're not running Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose. spells in this, so it's up to you. I'm taking the Crisp and Sentence to proc that slow so that you can get the extra damage on them. It's going to be really, really, really important to deal some extra damage to the monsters around you. And we're taking that Brig's Wrath for a ring that's going to pull those monsters in, and it's really, really, really good. The other ones we're taking is a Gold Wrap. This is really, really important for your survivability because you're going to have that, like, you're going to be picking up gold all the time. Many of you guys are familiar with this, but essentially, if you're not familiar with this, you gain armor for 5 seconds based on the amount of gold that you pick up. This essentially makes you invulnerable. You'll have something like 300 billion toughness, and you pretty much won't be able to take damage from anybody. And I'm taking Nemesis Bracers, which is going to speed up the farming process a little bit because those shrines and pylons will spawn enemy champions, which is good. And then we're taking the Raylana Shadow Hook. That's part of the base build as well. Where it gets, a little bit different is in the cube. So we're running Ingyam. This is going to reduce the cooldowns of our abilities. Mainly what we're looking to reduce the cooldown of is Blood Rush and Bone Armor. You'll be hopping from pack to pack with Blood Rush, just spamming as fast as you can. And then when you get to a pack, you'll hit Bone Armor a couple of times, and that should wipe out everything. If you have enough damage, you should be able to just pop into a pack, hit Bone Armor once, and everything should die in one hit. I'm taking the Aquila Cuirass just to make sure that you don't die to any stray attacks or anything if your gold wrap isn't up at the moment and your armor's not coming through. And Avarice Band. So depending on your gear, you could actually sacrifice the Avarice Band and the Gold Wrap and put something like a Witching Hour there, maybe a Convention of Elements or something along those lines, and try and change it up a little bit, maybe squeeze some more damage out of it, because this is already a really tanky build, and you might not need that extra survivability from the Gold Wrap, but it is really, really helpful, and it makes it super easy because you don't even have to think about it. And this is also good because it will increase the range of your Aura Frailty and make sure that you're pulling monsters from all over the map in. So let's go ahead and get into a rift, and I'll show you how it plays. All right, so we've opened up a rift here. We're just going to pop into a crowd of monsters here. We're just going to get that first proc of the Ingyam by doing some damage. All right, so we got it. And you'll notice that as we're picking up gold, we're pulling in these monsters because that's increasing the radius of our Brig's Wrath. And of the Brig's Wrath, but it's also increasing the radius of the Aura Frailty, which is cursing things from farther away, and that's really good. So basically, what you want to do is you just want to spam Blood Rush, find a pack, and then you're just going to hit Bone Storm a couple of times. We are sacrificing some damage by not having Tragouls on because we're using the Ingyam, but that's normally okay. If you have like a really good Tragouls, you could actually run Tragouls instead of Raylana's Shadow Hook, and you might actually get more damage out of it, but you'd have to have a really good Phylactery too. But it's kind of up to you. It is a little flexible. You can change out the amulet if you find that you don't need as much survivability. You could not run Briggs and the belt, the Gold Wrap. Now, I'm not the best example. This build can be played a lot faster than I'm doing it, and if I did T10, it would be going a little bit faster. There is some optimizations to my gear that I need. This is a Juggernaut. But you can just move from pack to pack, and you can kill things really quickly. And as you're going, when you go by a monster and you crit them, your Pain Enhancer will pretty much take care of them for the most part. So as long as you proc like the Bone Storm damage on them, and then if you get a crit, they'll basically die. So you're picking up like extra monsters along the way. They're basically just dying like residually. So you don't really have to like use your Bone Storm on them or anything. And that can save you a little bit of time. But that's why critical strike chance is really, really important with this build. You're going to want to make sure that you have as much crit as possible because you're going to want to proc more of those Pain Enhancer procs on the little monsters so that you can get some progress quicker. But we'll just finish out this rift really quick, and I'll show you how the Rift Guardian goes because it's the easiest thing in the world since we're still running Corpse Lance. It's no problem at all. Elites can be a little bit of a problem. Some of them have, if you come across a Juggernaut or something, it's going to slow you down a little bit. but it's not too bad. Like I said, there's other builds out there that are faster, but this one is pretty good as far as, ease of use, ease of gearing. It does require some things that are a little bit more difficult, but it requires no cooldown reduction. You don't need any of that like really weird stuff that other builds require. There we go. And then we'll just proc Land of the Dead, kill the Rift Guardian, boom, we're done. So I hope you enjoyed the guide, guys. I tried to cut down this time a little bit so that it's a little bit more concise, but it's a really fun build. I suggest you go out there and give it a try. It's easy to gear for, and you'll pretty much have the basis for a really good Greater Rift build. I think I'm up to Greater Rift 80. I could definitely push up to 85 with the current gear that I have right now, but it's been my favorite build to play so far, and I'm looking forward to playing some more builds and uploading some more videos. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played this build. What's your fastest Rift time with this one? If you've played the Bone Storm build, the Greater Rift version, what's your highest Greater Rift level? I'm curious to know what you guys have been able to do. Also, let me know if you have another fun build that you want me to take a look at or you want me to try out. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.